this little party. But we're celebrating some important things. First of all, I want to thank each of you who have played a role in the startup for a fall semester. It's always a fire drill where you've got 25,000 students that are trying to register, and each of them have unique needs. And it's hard to address the unique needs that students bring to us when you've got a long line you've got to serve, or you've got to answer the same question dozens of times a day. But the fact that you do it with good cheer, with a smile on your face, and especially with the attitude of helping, or really trying to understand the unique issues that students have. And I know many of you take a student by the hand, either literally or figuratively, and walk them through our process and help them through the barriers that they may have, whether it's their name was spelled wrong on one document, which said the whole thing, the paper that they were missing, and they were coming up from Pickerington or Canal Winchester or something, and you figure out a way to make it work for them. So anyway, I just want to thank you for treating our 25,000 students as 25,000 individuals, because that's how they see the college. The college is you when you're standing across the counter from them and working in line with them. And I appreciate taking the time to do that. And I think it's especially appropriate today that we get to celebrate our regional learning centers, because the college, for a lot of our RLC students, really is the people who work at our regional learning centers. I've had the opportunity to visit each of them, and when you talk to our students at Westerville, Dublin, other places, they are as loyal as any students as we have. And it's not because of the spacious buildings that we have at Dublin, Westerville, and places like that. It's because the people who work there, faculty and staff who really take the students' learning personally in those more intimate settings. So I'm glad we have the opportunity to celebrate. And we'd like to first bring up Jeffrey Akers to acknowledge our staff employee.
Most of you have known this individual for a long time. He's worked at the college for a while. But he's really only been with the regional learning centers for about a year and a half, and I've only been supervisor for about 2 weeks. So I thought it would be more appropriate if the nominator actually spoke on his behalf. So Tim, yes.
Thanks, Jeff. So I've worked at the Reynoldsburg Regional Learning Center for about a year and a half, since its opened in January of 2013. And I've worked with the individual, Tim Davis, for that time. And Tim and I have become pretty good friends over that time. And a couple of things that I've learned about Tim in the year and a half is that he will strive to do anything for our students and our faculty. Some of the things that he's done, we had the food drive. When I first started at Reynoldsburg, we didn't take in anything for the canned food drive. This past canned food drive, we brought in 6 boxes alone at the Regional Learning Center, and that's all thanks to Tim and his dedication. We recently started a Facebook at Reynoldsburg, the Reynoldsburg Center alone, and one of the things we did was Tim actually helped develop our own little mascot. His name is Ray. So if you go out to our Facebook page, you'll see Ray did the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and he challenged some other mascots from local colleges. So check that out. Some of the other things that Tim does, we don't really have a weeks of welcome or a welcome back for our students at the regional learning centers. So Tim is trying to develop and plan something for our students at Reynoldsburg so that we can welcome them back just as well as you all welcome them down here at main campus. And those are just a few of the things that I see Tim doing on a daily basis. It's everything from helping students get their books, to leading faculty by the hands in their classrooms, to getting them new markers because somehow they walk off every single day. So there's a lot of things that Tim does that go unnoticed by a lot of people. But I wanted to take the opportunity to let Tim know that what he does on a daily basis is being noticed. And not just by myself, but by the faculty and the students at our centers as well. To quote one of our students who just came in a couple weeks ago, he said that Tim is the most welcoming and the best person to answer questions if I'm unavailable for his financial aid. And Tim does a great job with helping students register. And he's taken on the task of learning some of the job responsibilities of registering students and learning how to quickly read a financial aid screen so that he can tell students if they need further help or where to go for that help. So without further ado, I will introduce Tim Davis, my
Actually, what I'd like to say, can you hear me? Because I can't hear myself. You guys can hear me? Yes? Nod your heads? Yes. All right. Okay. What I'd like to say real quickly is the work that we do at Reynoldsburg, it's not me. It's everybody. It's Tim. It's all the other staff that are there. And we work together, and we feed off of each other. Like he said, that I'm the second best person to talk to when he's not around. There are things that come up, and I'm the first best person. But we do work together, and this award I'll accept for everybody at Bloomsburg, including Tim. He's my twin, by the way.
I think just for that interchange, you get a little picture of the spirit that really does exist in each of our LCs. So I'm glad we had an opportunity to acknowledge it. Jeff, do you want to have folks introduce themselves?
So yeah, I'm Jeff Baker from the supervisor for regional learning practices.
I'm Rachel Sanders. I'm the coordinator for Dublin, Marysville, and Holston.
And I'm Tim Davis. I'm the coordinator at Reynoldsburg, Rose City, East Valley.
I'm Cindy Oxley, Rose City, South Special. Very grateful to be
Let's give a round of applause. A couple quick announcements. First of all, I want to acknowledge Tina Perry for her interpreting class. These folks do an amazing job. Talk about unsung and behind the scenes. Big part of their job, I think, we're going to be to stand out of my way. to walk around a little bit. But I just want to thank Tina and the entire interpreting department for the work that they do, and welcome their students. Thank you for the path you've chosen. It's an incredible service that you provide. We really appreciate it. Glad you're here today. I want to acknowledge the new officers for Staff Advisory Council. Most of them are here today. I really appreciate Staff Advisory Council as a whole, and want to express my personal gratitude to those of you who have stepped up to be leaders, those officers. It's an incredibly important group that I think has some real momentum, and I appreciate the work that the group does as a whole, and I look forward to working with the officers. So thank you. Speaking of Staff Advisory Council, one of the causes that they take on each year is Children's Hunger Alliance Lunch Meeting. And Tim talked about the donations that the Reynoldsburg Center was taking for the Mid-Ohio Food Bank. Food insecurity in our community is a deeper problem than many people realize. And frankly, it's a deeper problem than many of our students. And it's something that I know a lot of you are taking personally or doing some specific things about. I had the opportunity last week to go to the Mid-Ohio Food Bank and celebrate Matt Albash's 30th year as president of the Mid-Ohio Food Bank. Think about the lives that have been touched by that organization. So I'm so pleased that the Staff Advisory Council has taken the Children's Hunger Alliance campaign so seriously. So please offer your support through donation of food or other goods to our Staff Advisory Council. Employee donation form is available on our intranet. I want to give you a little bit of an overview of in-service and day of service coming up on September 24th. We are going to have a brief convocation in the morning. I'm not sure what time that's kicking off. Nancy?
Practice will be at 7:40 and your presentation starts at 8:00.
Okay, so we're going to start at 8:30, and it'll be quick by my standards, but we do want to get together, touch on a few things, and then get you out in the community. We've got 42 organizations that are partnering with us this year to provide the opportunity to serve. We've got students involved at a much different level that they've taken it upon themselves to try to get at least 500 students involved this year in service. The volunteer opportunity registration site will go live today, this afternoon, and a global email will be sent out linking to the site and frequently asked questions and those kinds of things. So we should have you out to the work site hopefully by 10, maybe sooner. And there are, check with your department supervisor with regard to afternoon meetings, because some are taking the opportunity to have some afternoon meetings and others aren't. But that's all laid out when they ask questions. This was a kind of a spontaneous thing last year, and it just created, I think, a spirit and some energy that people really responded to. So if you didn't have the opportunity to participate last year, urge you to do so this year. It's a great way, certainly, to demonstrate the service we provide every day in a more focused way. But one of the real positive outcomes that a lot of us didn't anticipate was the bonding that occurred between and among us at the work site. And it gave the opportunity for people who don't typically work together to roll their sleeves up and do some good work in the community together. So please don't miss out on this. This is a big deal. It's a lot of fun, and it's an important day for the college. I want to also acknowledge September 12th, we're having what I think is our first student success summit. I'll tell you if it's our first one or not. But it stems from our Title III work, and I'm really excited about this. I'm glad we're doing this, and it may lead to other things, as these things often do. But we're going to have a student panel sharing success stories and things that we've done that are meaningful to their success. There will be morning and afternoon sessions with 3 tracks to learn about student success projects that are underway. We've got a lot going on in this space and workforce development and some other areas. And one of the things we're trying to figure out are new and better ways to keep everybody connected and make sure that everybody is aware of the opportunities It's just never easy. And as I talked about, communication, we're never communicating enough. So these kinds of opportunities where we can see what others are doing and see how you can connect to that, we want to try to provide more opportunities to that. So I want to thank Teddy and her team for putting this together. Again, that's September 12th. Any other announcements anybody has? Questions? Anyone want to talk about? I really need to be quiet. Well, thanks for what you're doing. Have a great semester. If I don't see you before, I hope to see you on day of service. Thanks.